Is anyone else tired right now? I'm not talking like I stayed up too late playing video games kind of tired, or I was up till 4 Snapchatting with my friends tired. I mean like weary. You look out over everything that's going on right now, all the hatred, the divisiveness, and it just overwhelms you, and you just want to do something. You want to say something, you want to fix something, but you can't because we're so tiny and the problem is so huge. And yeah, I'm tired too. And the thing that I keep coming back to is what Paul says in Ephesians chapter 6 even. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. Humanity is not the enemy here. It's Satan. We have this big divine battle going on between God and goodness and all things that are beautiful, and Satan just wants to kill and destroy and bring humanity down as a way to defile God's crowning glory of creation, which is us. So what do we do? So I know when I feel this kind of overwhelmed and just lost, the only thing I know what to do is go to Jesus. What does he say? How does Jesus respond to people? And Matthew 9, verses 35 and 36 have been coming to mind lately. Jesus traveled through all the towns and villages of that area, teaching in the synagogues and preaching the good news of the kingdom. And he healed every kind of disease and illness. And when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were confused and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. Did you guys catch what Jesus did first? Nothing. It was how he felt towards them. It was his love for them. In the Old Testament especially, the word compassion is used to describe God's love for the people of Israel. And Jesus is that embodiment of that love that God has for his people, for all of the people, even the ones that we may not always like or agree with. And even later on in Jesus' ministry, the very last thing that's happening is he's being nailed to a cross by a Roman police officer. Jesus is praying that the Father God would forgive him because he doesn't know what he's doing. So here we have Jesus being compassionate on the crowds of the lost sheep of the people who have been mistreated. And even later we see Jesus having compassion on the people who are doing the mistreatment. So what are we supposed to do? How do we respond to that? My hope and my prayer is that we would see people as Jesus does, as lost sheep without a shepherd. They're helpless. They don't know what to do. So here's my question for you. When you read online about all the riots and the protests and violence happening all around us, what is your reaction? Do you see people being beaten or stores being looted and you think, good, they deserve it? Or do you find yourself moved to compassion because you know that everybody out there is really just a lost sheep and they're helpless and they have no guidance. They have no shepherd. Humans are not the enemy. It's Satan. It's Ephesians 6:12. We're not fighting against humans. We're fighting against evil. And so, hear me out, you guys. This doesn't mean that we stop fighting for justice and peace and equality. Those are all great things and absolutely worth striving for. Do not give up that good fight. But my prayer for us, for me, for you, for all of us out there, is that our hearts will be moved to compassion before anything else. That when we see evil happening in the world right now, and when we inevitably see evil happening later on in our lives, I pray that we would see people the way that Jesus sees people, as lost sheep in need of guidance, and not necessarily as the enemy.